plan today was to just come out here and sit by the lake and have some lunch, but as it turns out, I remembered to bring everything except the frying pan. It was a bit of a silly mistake too. And the plan was to fry up a burger. It's difficult without a frying pan. At least I brought a chair with me, so I'm gonna see if I can put that up. Oh, the water is boiling. I think that'd be fine. Look across the lake here, it's quite foggy in this. Even still, a bit of ice on the water. It's definitely about time to get back out, because this winter has been longer than it usually is. It's been going on for months, and it's been colder than usual. I was meant to have lunch, but at least I have something to drink. Because frying a burger on open flames is not, I'm sure it's possible if you're the survival kind, but for me that sounds difficult, and I'm only going to be here for a couple of hours anyway, so I'm not going to starve to death. But I definitely needed to get back out, because staying inside for too long and during winter time, I don't go out that much. Basically because I don't like the cold, and I'm not too fond of the snow. So I find it's very difficult to get motivated to get back out, and it was quite difficult today as well to find the motivation to go out. But the thing is, sometimes you just have to force yourself to do something, because you can choose to sit inside and complain about sitting inside, or you can actually go outside and try and do something about it. And it normally helps, getting some fresh air and a bit of quiet time, a bit of nature. I feel that it helps quite a bit. Another thing I've been thinking about lately, it's somewhat related to what I talked about, but it's everything that's going on in the world at the moment. Personally, I can't see there be a war coming to this part of the world anytime soon. But then again, I guess you never see it before it really happens. But anyway, I'm not too worried about that. But you hear talk about the governments around Europe are preparing for, I don't know what they're preparing for, but apparently they're preparing for war, or maybe they're preparing for not having to go to war. I think that's probably the main goal, but they also tell people to have their own, to be prepared and have enough water and have batteries, have electricity, have some food stored away in case you need to survive for a few days or a week without being able to go to the shops or whatever. They talk about that. There's a lot of talk about that, and has been for a good while, and I think a lot of people take notice of and actually store their basements or their cupboards or whatever with dried food and canned food and lots of water and whatever. But what I'm thinking on a more general note, I think it shows that this shows that you have to prepare something. You actually have to do something, and I think that has more general applications, because I think a lot of people, including myself, think about doing a lot of stuff, and then you end up putting it off, or maybe you'll do it next year, or you do it tomorrow, or next week, or whatever. And of course, that's the easy way out. But quite frankly, I'm tired of always waiting to do something, because then the time when you have enough money for everything, and you have enough time for everything, and everything is lined up so it fits perfectly and you can do whatever you want, that time never comes, really. Well, if it comes, no, I don't know if it ever comes, but that is definitely very rare, and for most people it probably never happens. So that's why that's one of the reasons I'm finally out here now by the lake, just having a cup of hot chocolate, sitting, listening to, I think there's some birds back in the woods. There are a few birds. There's like drizzle, and you can hear the sound of some waterfalls, and you can just relax and try and get more motivation for doing something else, but at least have some joy during the daytime, or on a normal day. This is just a normal Friday morning, or maybe it's around noon. No, I'm not sure what time it is. Well, this morning I was sitting in front of the computer, as I normally do, trying to write and trying to do what I'm supposed to do. It's difficult without the proper motivation, and I really wanted to get out instead. So I took the bike, rode a bike for half an hour, and out of town. I can just sit here by the lake for God knows how long, but maybe I can sit there for an hour and then go back in. And I think it helps. I think it's possible to do. It's easier to do some of your work. Then it's better to take a couple of hours off and get more motivation than just sitting ineffectively and doing practically nothing and pretending to work. So that's why. And about doing the things you've been thinking about, I've got several plans for this spring and the summer. I've had many plans. I'm gonna do things that I've never done before, but I've been thinking about for years. It's about time. I still got plenty of time to do things, but if I just wait until next year and then another 10 years and you still haven't done anything, and suddenly maybe it's not that easy to get anything done at all. So. But now I'm just gonna sit here for a little while and look at the mist on the lake. I'm gonna try and film it because it's actually quite nice to look at. So I'll see what I managed to catch on camera. Can you hear the sound of the waterfall over there? It's over there behind the trees and the mist and the clouds and because just sitting, looking at the lake and listening to the sound of the waterfall, isn't it very relaxing, very enjoyable? I guess it's time to leave. Pack up everything and get back into town and try and do some work. Well, it's been very nice just sitting here. It's quiet, just listening to the nature. There's no one talking, there's no cars, no noise. So I'm definitely coming back out soon. I wanna do more filming as well. I'm hoping to be able to do some camping as well in the near future. Do some wild camping. You don't have to go that far. bit out of town, bit into the mountains, and just spend a day and a night out in nature without really having to do anything except for relaxing, cooking some good food and just enjoy. There's another waterfall, and this waterfall was probably, this was the one I was referring to when I was sitting by the lake. But there are many smaller waterfalls around here, so I definitely need to get in better shape. I have to push it up this hill. It's a bit steep, but it's not, it should be possible to ride a bike up here. But I'll see if I can do something about that. This was better.